If I traded it all, if I gave it.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. I have now with me Steve Walsh. He didn't make it the last time. I'm so glad you're here because last time we had to replay because something happened with your daughter. We're going to be live on Facebook right now, so I want to say hi to everybody. Hi, follow us, like us, and check this out because it just makes sense to check it out.
Yeah. Do you really want Facebook following us?
Is that okay with that? I don't know.
I think they do a lot of that nowadays.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the coolest thing. So, okay, you're with Scout Mortgage, and you are the owner of that. And,
yes.
We've talked a few times, and what we've talked about most of the time when you come here is that you are the home of the no closing cost mortgage. So, of course, we have to talk about that real quickly.
Yes, let's talk about it.
So go ahead. Why does it make so much sense?
We're home of the no-cost mortgage. There, we talked about it.
Okay.
Well, for years, there was always this rule of thumb banks played by where they charged borrowers a point plus closing costs. And so you get this sheet at closing and you owe, $5,000 or $10,000 to get a mortgage. Whether it's a purchase or a refinance, doesn't really matter. It applies to both. And so a different way to do a mortgage is to have us pay the closing cost, have the bank pay the closing cost, to have the investor pay the closing cost, whomever it is, have them pay for it so you don't have to. Typically, the rates are pretty much the same. A scratch may be higher, maybe an eighth of a point higher, but they're really close, and yet you save thousands of dollars. So that's more money you can put down the house, more money to help you move, more money for other things than... the whole idea of paying to borrow money kind of bothers me. And so if you can lower your rate for free, it makes sense. If you can get a mortgage for free, it makes sense. So why not?
And it's a $500 to $600 value free to you.
On the appraisal. Yeah, we pay for the appraisal up front.
Which is basically up your front.
Which is one of the things we kind of had to do a few years ago. We came up with that idea because, we're grabbing people from the big banks and they don't know us. And so what can I do to make you more comfortable coming to work with us? So if I have to pull out my credit card and pay for an appraisal up front, makes you feel a little more comfortable, we do that. And then when you see at closing that we've paid for title processing, underwriting, whatever else, what other crazy fees the banks can throw at you, we pay all those. Then people are, typically pleased. So, we pay for the appraisal up front. And then the closing costs, gosh, we see settlement statements from all the big banks in town. They come across my desk every day, and $5,000, $8,000, $7,000. That's how much they'll charge for a mortgage. I don't know how they get away with it. I'm amazed when I see the year-end numbers and the big banks are originating tens of billions of dollars of mortgages. I just don't know who goes in there, who doesn't shop around. And they know that there are people who don't shop around. The big banks have told me straight up, they count on that. People just walk in their doors and trust them because they're the big bank. They'd never do anything wrong.
Right. So, well, you see, there you go. And now you are rated with the A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. You do free consultations. You are 5-star ratings everywhere. And basically, this is Arizona's best kept secret, is what we've said before.
Exactly. Education is a big part of the mortgage process, especially, there have been a lot of changes since 2010, 2012 with the implementation of Dodd-Frank. And so I think, right now, a lot of people are going out to buy a house because it's spring buying season. And so a lot of people come to us now, and they don't quite understand what's required to get a mortgage. And so they call us, and they really want to understand what they qualify for, how much loan they qualify for, what documentation they're going to have to provide. Because it is more of a process now. It is more difficult to get a loan today than it was, say, 10, 12 years ago. So I think if you decide you want to buy a house, the first thing is unless you're paying cash. If you actually need a mortgage like a lot of us.
I want to meet you.
Yeah. If you have to get a mortgage like a lot of us, talk to somebody and get an idea of what you qualify for before you go out and find that dream house and realize you can't, qualify for it. And so I think, you have to have a plan. Talk to somebody, preferably us, and then, progress from there and get pre-qualified and then move forward and go find that dream house.
You've been doing this for 20 years.
Okay, now I feel old. Thank you.
But here's the thing. It gives you credibility, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, 20
I've seen
years
it all.
in business. The website is scoutmortgage.com, and you can call them direct. That number is 480-607-7906. And you're hearing it here right on Networking Arizona. One of the things that you said before you came in, and I know we talked, this is important. I think people need to hear this,
Right.
but also that, for the purchasers out there.
Right.
Also, you said something just now that you need to pre-qualify. A
Right.
few years ago, not too long ago, I remember saying all of that because there were all these people that had gone through these foreclosures,
Yeah.
things had happened, and you needed to be, they wouldn't even take
Right.
you, a realtor wouldn't even take you in the car unless you were pre-qualified.
Absolutely.
Is that still the same?
Oh, absolutely. Because you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste their time. You don't want to put in an offer that you can't, follow through on. Nobody wants to do that. So, yeah, you talk to somebody, spend a few minutes on the phone, get an idea. And if you've had a credit blip in the past, it doesn't mean you can't buy a house now. There are a lot of new programs for people, like you said, with foreclosures, with short sales, with bankruptcies. The lenders are kind of coming back for those loans. You might have to put a substantial down payment, but those programs are back. And so a lot of people are getting qualified today. A lot of new programs, a lot of great programs right now. So get pre-qualified. Maybe you can qualify for a little more house than you thought. Maybe you need to wait 6 months. I don't know, but every situation's different, and you really need to talk to somebody. I don't think you can just click and get pre-qualified. I think that's the wrong way of doing it. You hear people they want the websites to do it all for them, but really, I'm not going to beg, but please talk to somebody. Spend a couple minutes on the phone because you might not know what you don't know, and you could end up having problems down the road. So.
Well, I think that's what I love about my show is that people
Right.
can talk a little bit about themselves and they can hear it and they can. You might just hit them in the heart or in that brain where they say, you know what, I ought to give that guy a call.
Exactly. Yeah. We're nice. It's just like this. Just a couple minutes on the phone can save you a lot of aggravation down the road.
That phone number to call, it's 480-607-7906. They're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. It's a free consultation, so it makes sense to call them. Again, that number to call, it's 480-607-7906. It's scoutmortgage.com.
Yeah, like you said, we've been doing this for 20 years. It's all we do. We don't have checking accounts or savings accounts, and we don't do life insurance. We do mortgages, purchase, refinance, reverse even. We do them all. And so call us, spend a couple minutes on the phone, and get the right information. We know what we're doing. We're very good at it.
So here's the thing. I love the way you said that. Let's talk about those purchasers right now and why you said it's hot. It is hot.
Because it was 92 degrees outside over the weekend. It's hot. Well, think about it. People, if you want to buy a house, get out there now before it's 114 degrees and you're going from house to house trying to find something. But no, the rates have come down a little bit, believe it or not, over the last few weeks. And there have been a lot of listings. The inventory is up a little bit. And the fever's kind of hit. A lot of people had credit issues, short sales, foreclosures, whatever, in their history. Their credit's now repaired, so they qualify. So we're starting to see a lot of people return, going from being renters back to homeowners. So we've seen that market turn. And just this Monday, is that yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I walked into just an email jail and voicemail jail. Everybody decided this weekend was the weekend to buy a house. So April.
Yes. You know what? And we've also just had a lot of people come in town, for the holiday and all of that. And they see that. They see where we live and they want to live here.
Yeah. And that's it. Well, I'm trying to figure out. There's a lot of people from Chicago, a lot of retirees, but there seems to be a little California flair in the air. I think a lot of people, and I don't want to oversubscribe to this theory, but a lot of people are moving from California. They're getting out. Really?
I did because I lost my house in that Northridge earthquake, and I came here.
Yeah.
Because I needed to.
Right. And now property taxes, California's getting expensive. It's congested.
Getting expensive.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah, even more expensive. Just when you thought housing prices can't go up any higher, you find out 20%
You can go live in
higher.
California and try and live there.
Yeah, and so people come here and they see what they can get for,
Right.
$300,000 or $400,000. They get a backyard with a pool, versus a small condo.
A small
one bedroom.
condo or even an
Yeah.
apartment that's $2,000-$3,000 a month. You can live in a house for that here.
So our housing prices have returned almost to where they were in 2005, 2006. Some places are above where they were in 2006. Most places are, pretty much at par with where they were. But yeah, California's expensive again, and so Arizona's looking like a nice place to live right now to a lot of
Absolutely.
people.
Again, tell them about the home of the no closing cost mortgage. I want to close with that for a minute and we'll go to a break.
Scout Mortgage. We're home of the no closing cost mortgage. How's
So
that? Scoutmortgage.com.
So tell them, though, that it's something that you, as said, is the Arizona's best kept secret. But now it's not. It's all on here.
Yeah, we're getting it out. We have billboards up. We have newspaper ads. We are no longer a secret. It's out. Now you have to take a number and get in line.
So give us a call. Give them a call there. The number is 480-607-7906. They're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. It's a conversation, and it makes sense to call them. It's 480-607-7906. It's scoutmortgage.com.
For trading it all.
So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Steve Walsh. He's the owner of Scout Mortgage, and we have been talking about his home of the no closing cost mortgage. And yes, even though it's not a secret anymore, we're getting it out here on Networking Arizona. First of all, other things that you need to know is obviously you do all sorts of things, but this is something you're known for, and you've made it that way. He's got 5-star ratings everywhere, A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do free consultations, and the number to call them direct, it's 480-607-7906. You can go up on the website. It's scoutmortgage.com. Real quickly, we were talking about something that you mentioned just now about a refi, a special refi, you said.
Yeah. Yeah, gosh, like I said, we were really busy the last couple of weeks. It's really picked up, and a lot of people are taking cash out.
What is that?
Well, if you owe $200,000 on your, if you have equity in your house, you decide to access some of it, take some of it out. And this person just happens to be buying a hotel with the equity, so he's not going to Maui and frivolously spending it on anything crazy. It's an investment, and I saw some of the numbers for the hotel, so it looks like a great investment. So I think he should do very well. He does very well already, but yeah, they're just taking some equity of their house to invest, and so people use the equity in their house for various things. If you have a kid going to college, you want to consolidate debt. You do a cash out refinance and you pay off all that debt. You take some equity out of your house to pay it down. Hopefully, it improves your cash flow by getting rid of a car payment, getting rid of a couple credit card payments, and getting all to a single payment.
That.
Yeah.
All right. I want to talk for a minute.
Go.
Because for a while there, right before the crash.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So I have to say this, that everybody was
Right.
doing lots and lots
Yep.
and lots of things, and now they've held back from doing anything
Right.
like that because they thought that was what got them in trouble.
Right, but I think the cat's already out of the bag before they come to me. And so what I mean by that is, I don't say 90%, but in a big percentage of the cases, people are consolidating debt. They've already spent the money. So consumer credit is back up to where it was pre-crash. So people have racked up credit card bills again. So
We just don't learn, do we?
No, that's the thing. It's like in a perfect world, I'd say, yeah, don't cash out, but also don't get yourself in trouble. And people are calling us because they need to consolidate debt. And so, yeah, don't do it. But here's one of the big differences between now and 2008, and I think it makes a substantial difference, is that they really limit how much cash you can get out now. So in the old days, 2008, 9, you could cash out all the equity in your house, right? You could take it all out. Not anymore. Now they stop you at 70 or 80%. In most cases, you can't really get above 80%. So you still have that cushion, so that if something happens, you have to sell your house. Let's say it costs 6 to 10% to sell your house, realtor fees, and fix things up. You still have 10% equity in your house. So the banks have really pulled back. They also don't underwrite like they did back then, where somebody with marginal income could get maximum loan. Now the underwriting is solid. So the underwriting has changed. It's such a different world that when I think back to, like you said, 2006 pre-crash, the underwriting was loose. It was terrible. And so now they've tightened that up. They've lowered the amount of equity you can take out of your house. So they've put some regulators on what we can do. So
one of the last times that you were on with me, you mentioned how the rates were changing minute by minute. Is it still the same?
Yeah, that was when the rates essentially went up about a half a point. We had been at these low rates in the mid to high threes for so long, 8, 6, 7 years, who knows? And now they popped up into the low fours. And so it was during that transition, I was here. Yes, it was a stressful time for me because up, down, very volatile. But it's similar with the stock market right now. People are trying to figure out which way the stock market's going. Same with interest rates. Are we going to 5, 6, 7% with mortgage rates? Or are we going to stay at this level for a while? It's very volatile. But yeah, the rates have stabilized now, and it's much more relaxed for everyone. The low 4s, mid 4s is where you should be with most lending.
Now, he's been doing this for 20 years. They're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. They're 5-star ratings everywhere you go to look at them. So the website is scoutmortgage.com, and the number is 480-607-7906, and they are the home of the no closing cost mortgage.
Right. And so on purchases now, with people buying them, they ask, it's pretty funny, like in the first 5 or 6 years, we mainly did, 90% of our loan pipeline was refinancing, only about 10% purchases, and now we're 50-50, I would say. And we've had some of our clients call us up and say, you paid all my closing costs on that refi. Can you do that on a purchase? And it's like, absolutely. A mortgage is a mortgage, right, to us. But a lot of people don't quite understand that it's the same process. We get paid the same amount, so we can turn around and take what we get paid for your loan and give you a credit for closing costs. So, $2,000 or $3,000. We maybe can't pay them all, but we can pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, a big chunk of them in most cases. So, yeah, we purchase or refinance. We'll pay those closing costs, which in many cases means more money down for you, more equity in your house from the time you get the keys. That's just a better situation to be in. Don't pay $5,000 or $6,000 to borrow money
when you don't have to. And
you don't have to.
You don't have to.
You save $7 a month or something. So it doesn't make sense. So
again, that phone number to call them, it's 480-607-7906. It's scoutmortgage.com. Okay, so let me ask you. There's a lot of different programs out there.
Right.
Okay, a lot of veterans still that listen to this show. Do you want to talk to them about anything?
No, not today.
Okay, so what would you like to talk about?
Yeah, the veteran programs, the VA puts out amazing programs. They really do take care of the veterans. You hear about complaints with this or that aspect of the VA, but not on the mortgage side. They help you buy a house with no money down.
Okay, what about this? Are there any programs out there that people may not know about that you might?
Yes.
Okay, yay. I came up with one.
Oh, boy. Veteran VA remodels are, I was told, hot the other day.
What is it?
If they want to add a room to their house,
okay,
or if they want to remodel the bathroom or the kitchen, they can actually do a remodel loan as part of their VA loan, where let's say your house is going to go up from $200,000 to $220,000 after you redo the kitchen. You get that $20,000 in equity, to remodel your kitchen. So a VA remodel loan.
Here's the thing.
Cool.
The reason why I asked you this questions is because of this.
It was a trick?
It was. It was something that I wanted to ask you because what I wanted to get my point out is that there are so many different programs out there, and you don't know. You don't know them. You're out there. The person doesn't know.
No, every day we have reps come into our office every day, and they say, "Have you heard?" And it's like, "What?" And it's like, for self-employed borrowers, we can take 12 months of bank statements and qualify them on that. Did you know you can do that? Oh, okay, we'll try that. And the rates aren't that bad now. They're pretty good, like low 6s. That's not bad for somebody who's self-employed. So there are self-employed programs coming out. We're like, wow. Different cash-out programs. Interest-only loans are back. There's lots of different programs. Remodeling loans, fixer-upper, construction loans. All this stuff that disappeared for between 2008 and 2013-14, is slowly creeping back in. And we're talking about good products, not the crazy stated. If you could fog a mirror, you could buy a house. Not that stuff. We're talking good loans. And so they're coming back onto the market. So we have to learn every day. That's the hard part. Every day we get into the office, we're like, now what? They're doing this loan for veterans who recently had this situation. A loan for them.
So my point
first-time home buyers, 1% down. How cool is that?
See,
the bank gives you 2%, and so one of the employees' kids in our office did one recently. He graduated from U of A, bought a house, $300-something thousand. He got a 2% credit, so he only put 1% down. So buying the house cost him $5,000 out of pocket. And he bought a house, no longer a renter, 25, 26 years old, first-time home buyer, 1% down.
The number to call them, it's 480-607-7906. It's scoutmortgage.com.
Home of the cool programs.
And, well,
No, because I forget about that. I'm
That's
telling
what
you,
I'm here for.
I know. It's just it turns into a mind melt, right? Because it's just these banks keep hitting us with these new programs, and after 5 or 6 years of no programs, 30-year fixed, 15-year fixed, here's a 5-1 ARM. Now all of a sudden it's like, hey, we got a cash out home improvement interest-only loan. Do you want to try it? We have a state income loan. Do you want to? Like, it's hang on, guys. All these new programs. Everyone's kind of getting excited a little bit, and probably why housing is hot is that people who have been out of the market for so long are coming back to the market again.
And
so it's really cool.
And that's why I mentioned it, because you have no idea whether or not you can get involved with this or not, because you have to find out. And that's by asking a question. They do free consultations, and their number is 480-607-7906. What do you want to leave them with today?
We're home of the cool programs now. Forget the no-cost loan. That's boring. That's so 2016.
No, but tell them about it, because it's really cool. Go ahead.
We pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, processing, all those wonderful fees. We pay for them, so you get more equity in your house, or if you're cashing out, you don't give a big chunk of it to the bank. It's just a better way to buy a house. And there are a lot of crazy programs out there. New ones every day. It's getting fun again.
And it just makes sense. What was it that you said?
If you can lower your rate for free, it just makes sense.
And that's what we were saying a lot before. And again, say it again. If you
can lower your rate for free, it just makes sense.
And you can call them, because it just makes sense too. That number is 480-607-7906. It's scoutmortgage.com.
Home of the nice people.
If I traded it all, if I could